just signed the biggest contract in NWSL history. Put into perspective, how that feels for you.
Obviously it's very exciting. I know that women's soccer is growing, and probably within the next few days or weeks, somebody else is gonna break another record. So to me, I honestly just love being able to represent Mexican women's soccer and break those boundaries. I think there's little representation in the NWSL for Mexican women's soccer. So for me, I'm just very happy to be a leader in that and represent them the best way I can.
Maria, I'm curious about the free agency process because that's something that's relatively new to NWSL. Walk us through it a little bit, explain kind of what you were considering, what your other options were, and then at the end of the day, why you decided to re-sign with Houston.
Yeah, I mean, I was a restricted free agent, so if any other team offered me a contract and Houston matched it, I'd have to stay in Houston. And there was interest from other clubs, but honestly, the effort that Houston made for me and the trust and commitment they have for me, I couldn't say no. So yeah, I'm very excited and want to give them back the most I can possible on the field.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Anita's Joint. Hashtag Extendajoint, where every day is payday, baby. And you heard it from Maria Sanchez. The effort Houston Dash put in to keep her. Key points. She was a restricted agent. So if anybody made her offer, which people did, Houston had the ability to match it. And here we are, down the road. We found this out last night. Shout out to Mike Watts. He dropped the banger. He said Houston had news. And I was like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? So I looked into it. I'm like, Houston asked Maria Sanchez requests a trade. Now, also, Maria wants to represent Mexican women's football in the NWSL in America because she feels that they're underrepresented. And okay, I'm cool with that. But I don't know. I just so hurt. I'm not hurt. I'm just so shook. I'm really shook. I really thought, this was going to be, Maria, she got the money. And I was all right, bet. This season, we know when she came, we had Rachel Daly. We had Lewis, I believe. We had, the coaching wasn't the best. It has never been with Houston. But she came at a kind of decent time. We still had players that could support her. And we know Maria, if you didn't watch her before, she was playing in Mexico with Tigres, which we watched. And that's how we found out who Maria Sanchez was. And when we found out she was coming to Houston, we were like, wow, she's going to bring all that talent that we got to see in Mexico to Houston. But it was NWSL and Liga MX are totally different. And unfortunately, Houston did and didn't have the support that Maria technically needed. You can just tell based upon her performances. And stats don't lie. She hasn't really performed well, but neither has Houston. And I think the most success she's had has been with Mexico and Tigres for sure. And like I said, Maria, it's tough because you didn't have to stay with Houston. You didn't have to, but I understand people make decisions, especially when they're presented certain things. And this makes me wonder what Houston are going to do now, because I'm not really going to be mad at Sanchez. I'm not going to be mad at her. Okay, you don't want to be here anymore? Cool. Now, Houston, what are y'all gonna do? How are y'all gonna make this better? What can they do? And that's what's so great about being a Houston Dash supporter, seeing a club that has, in a way, been at the bottom for besides the Challenge Cup win, they've been, people don't really talk about Houston because we haven't had stability in the management. Even though they have people that seem to, Alex Singer and, all the other people that are part of the Dash, front office, it seems like they have a great group of people that want the best for Houston. And they wanted Sanchez because they needed a star player, a player that not only people recognize in Mexico, but a player that is talented. And if she gets with the right people, she can and will be Maria Sanchez, that left winger that we got to see at D3ath. It sucks that this news comes out because, Houston, they signed Ramona back, right? So she's pending her visa. So I'm just like, Maria, we have Calvary coming to help you. They signed Rubinson, the Swedish midfielder. It's her first season with the club, playing in America, playing in Houston. Now we're gonna get Ramona coming over here to Houston. So I'm just like, Maria, don't you see what Houston are like? I'm trying to figure out. I want to know if, I don't know if the front staff probably told her, be like, because hey, look, we're signing these players, Maria. And I wonder. Apparently, people were really dogging out the Dash after their loss, and I was just like, y'all need to. I don't even know. I'm like, y'all need to chill. But Houston is, I don't know. I'm not saying I think Houston's like a team that people hate on for some weird reason. I don't know. Is it because we're from Texas and we don't give a fuck what you think? Is it because we carry? No, okay. I'm playing. It's probably, I don't know. Houston, I'm from Houston. I've always been a Dash supporter when they came to existence. And it's just like, Houston has always been a team where people it's Houston. Like, you know what? Y'all are haters. I was like, y'all haters. You don't like the Dash. Well, you're a hater. I was saying. But it's very interesting to see. I think a lot of teams would love to sign Sanchez. I think she'd be a great player for a lot of teams, especially if she has a better group of players. And in general, I'm not saying Houston's players are bad. It's just we don't have a structure. We don't have stability. We haven't had a manager stay long. You know what I mean? And sometimes it takes players like Sanchez to be like, you know what, I'm going to commit and stay. But it seems like she's not. She's like, no, I'm not doing it. And I can't blame her. If I'm a footballer, I can't blame her, but it's just like, damn, but you come on, we just started the season. And it's not like Houston have been bad. They lost the first game, drew the second, won the third in front of 18,000. And that was their best game, because not only did they win, but that was their best game. And then, you fell against, who did they play? I forgot who they played. They failed against Washington Spirit. They scored 2 quick goals back to back. And what can you say? Well, it happens. That's sport. That's football. And then to hear, it was just bad timing. It's like they win, Houston won, and then they lost. It's gonna happen. And then it's like Maria's like, I'm done. Come on, Maria, you're killing us. You're killing us. Well, not killing me, but you're killing people. All right. Maria Sanchez has requested a trade only 4 months after signing one of the most lucrative deals in the NWSL Women's Soccer League. Multiple sources confirmed to ESPN. Both the NWSL trade window and transfer window will close at midnight on Friday. says, reached by ESPN on Sunday, a Dash spokesman provided the following statement. Maria Sanchez is under contract, a choice she made in free agency at the end of 2023. Sanchez, 28, was a restricted free agent this past offseason, meaning that Houston had the ability to match any offer from another NWSL team to retain her rights. Her contract is signed with the league, so it remains in place if she moves to a new team. Very interesting. So it says her contract is signed with the league, so it remains in place if she moves to another team. And there's a limited number of sides that would be in position to sign her. So there's only a few amount of teams that can actually sign her because Houston paid that much money to keep her. She became one of the, like I said, she became one of the top players in Mexico during her time in Liga MX Femenil, including with Tigres in 2021. Sanchez signed with Houston Dash 2022 after a brief loan spell with the team in 2021. She has been a focal point for the team as a winger who has been utilized as both a wingback and higher up the field. Houston have struggled to create stability within the club since it has been founded in 2014 in the NWSL expansion team, but the turnover has been particularly pronounced of late. There have been 5 different coaches in charge of the Dash since the start of 2022. 5 different coaches since the start of 2022. We're in 2024, including 2 who were interns. One of those intern coaches served in a role as 2 separate One of those intern coaches served in the role on 2 separate occasions. Last year, the Dash fired head coach Sam Lady with 4 games remaining in his first season in charge, and the team still in contention for a playoff berth. Last month, the Dash fired former goalkeeping coach Matt Lampson for violating the NWSL anti-fraternization policy and the NWSL coach code of conduct. And yeah, I don't know who on the Houston Dash camp was messing with Mr. Matt. Yo, y'all know better. That's another thing. Who was messing with Matt on the crew? Like, that kind of like made me, when I read that, and this was like, this happened not a minute ago, but I was like, what the fuck? So y'all too busy. I mean, I guess you gotta get it too. They're trying to get it, you trying to eat your, they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. I understand, but listen, we've already had, you can't do that, Matty boy. And whoever he was messing with, I don't even know, man. Look. New head coach Fran Alonso was hired at the end of December after 3 years in charge of Celtic's women's side in Scotland. Alonso introductory news conference, Dash general manager Alex Singer spoke about creating a stability within the club after years of highs and lows and investing resources to establish long-term success. Singer specifically pointed to signing Sanchez with discussing those plans. We talked about Maria Sanchez. She had a lot of success. Singer said in December, how can we make her the absolute undeniable best winger in the league? She's a great footballer, but what we are providing off the pitch in the gym, dietitian, high performance director. But what are we providing off the pitch? A dietitian, high performance director. All these things to enforce what we already have in place foundationally, but take it up to the next level. This identity is going to be something that we really focus on. Identity and culture. When everybody, player, staff, has a crest of the Houston Dash on their shirt, that's going to have a whole new meaning this coming season and beyond. Houston is 1-2-1, 4 points through the 4 games this season. The Dash have conceded 10 goals, tied for the most in NWSL. Last year, Houston conceded 18 goals in 2020. And 22 regular games. Yes, we know Houston had trouble. Yes. And remember, Maria said on the attacking third, like I said, once again, she had offers when she became a restricted free agent. But even when she was leaving Tigres, she was like, she wanted to come back to America, where she's from. But she wanted to go back to America, and she was going to play for any team. and Houston signed her. Now they probably asked, because like I said, Houston needed a Sanchez. Because Houston haven't been able to attract a high profile player. Maria was the player that ended up coming to it. So, but she may be out the door. We're gonna see. Friday is a long time. Okay, Friday is a long time. We're gonna see if she ends up getting a new team. I wish Maria Sanchez the best of luck, and if she does end up staying, I hope that this season goes better than last season. And all I can do as a Dash reporter is, you know, push positivity on the players and the team and just in general, because I want them to be successful. I want them to win games. I want to, you know, and I'm totally behind Fran, just like I was behind Sammy Boy. I always support my club, Houston. And that's what they need from, you know, us as supporters. Stability when it comes to, like, look, we know highs and lows. We know, but I'm still a Dash supporter. Still a Dash supporter. But there's one more thing I wanted to talk about today. And it came up on this timeline right here. And I was quite surprised because it happened to deal with the Brazilian league, right? If you didn't know, the Corinthians, they had a protest. We're going to read a little bit about the article, okay? Santos women's coach Lima resigns amid harassment allegations. So this is this is breaking news. Santos women's coach Kalantan Lima has stepped down, the club said on Monday after rival players protested his return following an investigation into harassment allegations, aka Corinthians were the ones that protested. Lima left Santos in September after letters were published by Brazilian outlet Globo G, in which 19 players anonymously accused him of harassment. That's a lot of players, Lima. It's a lot. I mean, 19, bro? Like, that's not 1, 2, 3. That's not a handful. That's multiple hands. Multiple hands. Keep that right there. That's too many. Corinthians players had covered their ears and mouths during the Brazilian national anthem before their women's league match against Santos on Friday. In order to preserve his family, his integrity, and Santos Football Club itself, Kalantan Lima today requested to step down, Santos said in a statement. Even though he is convinced that he has not committed any of these acts he is accused of, Lima understood that his request to resign is the best option for all parties. Santos and Lima have received, Santos says Lima had received death threats over the accusations, and the matter was now closed. Wesley Otoni will take over as coach as interim basis, the club added. So Santos had a weirdo as a manager, and 19 players anonymously it took 19. Oh my God. And here's the thing, like he says he didn't do anything wrong, but why you step down? And why you even come back? So you had, I guess he may have been on leave, right? Because that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, so. However, he returned to his month following the investigation. So this was in September, okay? September of last year? Last year in September. We're in April of 2024. Lima left Santos in September after letters were published by Brazilian outlet Globo. And then he returned. He returned this month following an investigation by the club. So they were investigating him that long, and during that time, he was like, "I'm gonna do one more match. Shouldn't have. Should have just been like, all right, well, I'm not coming back." But I'm glad that he stepped down. I didn't know nothing about. I didn't know nothing about. I watched Corinthians a couple times on YouTube, but listen, harassment of the players, harassing people, having breaking rules of conduct. What are they doing? What don't y'all know that y'all can't be doing that? Don't y'all know y'all not supposed to be doing? I don't know if this man's married, anyways, too. So it doesn't matter. You had 19 players. Didn't Barcelona have like 16 people write and say, what's that boy? I forgot that manager. They didn't want him to, not Barca. That was, George Villa. Not Barca, it was Spain. Didn't they have like 16 players say, we don't want to fuck with you? Spain, we don't want to fuck with you. 19 players accused him of harassment. So probably, language. And I don't know if that's a thing that happens in Brazil, but it happens in America. But they're cracking down on this. And at least, I would say, at least he didn't fight this. I guess I would say at least he had some common sense to be like, you know what, I should go ahead and, especially bro, if you said you received death threats, bro, I would have been gone. I would have been out. I don't know. I wouldn't have been there. I've received death threats. No, man. But you ended up leaving regardless, bro. So you seem guilty. And I always believe, most of the time I believe the people that accuse people. Because, that's just a lot of people. It's a lot of people. 19. It's a lot. But, it is what it is. So hopefully Santos now on in Brazil. Hopefully things start to go up for them with the change. And I want to applaud Corinthians for making a statement. I'm not too sure what the mouth closed eyes, that thing is. I'm not too sure what that symbolizes. And let me know if you know what that symbolizes, why they covered their mouths and that stuff. But I'm grateful for them because they're probably the biggest club in Brazil. So for them as a club to support Santos shows a lot. And this is what we have. This is what we see, and this is what we have to do. Just not in football, just in general in the world. If you believe in something, and you should stand on your beliefs, no matter what other people may think about it, because at the end of the day, this is your belief, and this is just you, how you see it. You know what I'm saying? This is how you see it. And for the ladies, Corinthians, to think about this before Santos, I hope that Santos appreciated this. Hope they didn't think anything bad about them doing this. And the ladies have to continue to work together to fight the systematic harassment, sexual, all this stuff, men and women in the game, in the realm of sport, in the world that we live in your jobs that you work. People need to leave people alone. If they don't want to be approached in that way, you find those that do, and you'll find them. Stop talking to people that don't want to be harassed, that don't like that type of stuff. But if this guy Lima, similar to what's his name, who kissed Jenny, Rubiales, similar to him. I'm not sure if he had 19 people accuse him of harassment, but similar to him and who else? Paul Riley. Who else? Other people. That one of the Racing Louisville managers. All Chicago's managers. And shit, Houston Dash fired fucking James Clarkson for some stuff. Coaching conduct. You know what I'm saying? This has to be eradicated from the realm. From Earth. But in this world that they have created, the shadow government, they have taught people how to invade your personal space, your personal boundaries. And as we continue to shift and awaken, this stuff is gonna get called out and eradicated. I say it's gonna get brought to the surface so we can heal and transcend the energies, because there's no room and there's no space for this type of for these type of articles, you know. Anyways, y'all, I just wanted to share a couple things. Santos manager has stepped down, and Maria Sanchez has requested a transfer. I can't believe it. Will it get done? Will it get done? Will it get done, Maria Sanchez? Where's Maria gonna go? They say Utah, because she's, I guess it's close to where she used to live. We'll see. Best of luck. Best of luck. Best of luck for Houston. We're going to see how the fallout goes and how the next match goes actually as well. Because I'm trying to think if Houston play the next match pretty soon. I know they play pretty soon. Anyways, y'all, thank y'all once again for tuning in. Make sure y'all support your girl. Look, I'm so close to being at 1K, and I'm so grateful for those that have already been rocking with me, allowing me to express myself. I'm very introverted. I'm not very introverted, but just like in general, I never really got on a platform and just expressed myself as much as I've done through the realm of football. And so I just want to thank everyone that has been rocking with me and allowing me to do that. And I want to say I'm grateful. And we're not stopping. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of great things coming up in the realm of football. And they're just creating tournaments. So it's like we're an overdose on football at the current moment in 2024. But thank y'all once again for tuning in to Anita's Joint. #Extendajoint, where every day is payday, baby. It's your girl Anita flying high, flying out of this third dimensional reality. And I'm going to see you on the next one.